So just to clarify the question, the question is, do I need to meditate? Do I need to do spiritual practices? Yes, of course. Of course we need to meditate. Of course we need to practice. Of course. That's what we've come here today to do. I know many of you, who come to me from the non-dual world. There's a thought that I don't need to practice, that meditation is somehow will get in the way. And of course that's true, dependent upon how you meditate. If you're seeking, striving after something, if you're doing all these crazy, bizarre kundalini breaths and you're trying to get to some certain spiritual state, then will you discover your true nature that way? Probably not. Probably not. There's many different types of meditation. And so the practice that I love the most is just opening your heart right now. Right now. Seeing life and experiencing life from an open heart. Now, of course, we can do this while we're waking. In the waking state, walking around, going about our affairs. All of humanity would benefit from seeing and experiencing life with an open heart. But most people have no idea how to do this. And so if we are sincere on the path, we are willing to give everything. And the most important things we give are our time and our attention. It's important to give your time and your attention. I know that many people, I talk with many people around the world, many people, their teacher is just YouTube. They listen to satsangs like ones like this on YouTube. But they don't meditate. They don't practice. And so they come to me and they say, I had this experience of awakening after listening, to some great teacher like Adyashanti. But the awakening did not stick. Why don't you look at what Adya's life was like? Look at what my life was like. Years and years, tens of thousands of hours in meditation. And some of you may think that is crazy. It is crazy. But what the invitation here is to awaken out of the dream state. Thich Nhat Hanh says this beautifully. He says we have tens of thousands of hours, of years, of days thinking about violence. And so to transform the planet, we need tens of thousands of days, of months, of hours, of whatever. Focusing on peace. Focusing on truth. Nisargadatta said, if you want to wake up, you must be sincere. It's this sincerity that drives us forward. So meditation, it's just a time. You get up in the morning and you sit for an hour. A lot of people say, I don't have an hour. Say, okay, well you can have the rest of your life to be deluded. And it's not that meditation equals freedom. We can't have that expectation. But the practice of meditation is the practice of freedom. It's stepping out of the mind. It's noticing which thoughts are crazy. It's noticing your emotional turmoil. But that's just the first step. The second step is noticing who is it that's noticing. Who is it that's aware of these thoughts? Who is it that's aware of these emotions? Who is that? What is that? And so you're taking the time to be intimate with your presence, your awake, aware presence. You're letting go into that presence. And as you let go into that presence, you naturally fall in love with that presence. you discover this inner beauty, this inner radiance. And from this place of freedom, this place of peace, this place of profound silence, you have a choice. Do I want to go back into that neurotic mind with all those silly thoughts and all those emotional struggles? Or do I want to be this truth? Do I want to be this truth? And I wish it was that easy, that we could make the choice once and everything would be done, that would be it. We could pack our bags and go off and live our life. But for most of us, 99.9% of us, we have to make this choice thousands and thousands of times. It's like Thich Nhat Hanh was saying. We have to make this choice thousands and thousands of times. And so meditation is that time in the morning, a time in the evening, that time on your lunch break at work, where you go, you sit in silence. You experience the radiance of your nature. You let go of your mind. You let go of your struggle. You rest in and as what you are. What you are. And when you do it long enough, that nature just begins to present itself in your everyday life. It becomes a way of being in the world. Then meditation is not some state that we are creating through doing some very complicated ritual. Meditation just becomes the way we interact with life. And so is it necessary to practice? Yes. The world is a confusing place. As you all know, it's a confusing place. A place where we struggle so much. A place where our mind is neurotic and habitual and has these incredible tendencies within us. And so meditation is that practice of letting go of the mind and stepping back into the truth that you are, into this innocence that you are. And you discover, oh, I really like being this innocence. It feels wonderful to be what I am. It feels natural, it feels free, it feels liberating. And so people then ask me the next question, well, what about retreat time? Yes, please go on retreat. Hell, I've probably been on 100 different retreats. I did 40 retreats with my teacher, David. Spent 20 years with him, studying. Apprenticing with him. If you want to experience freedom, if you want to know the truth of what you are, you must give of yourself. What you have to give is your neurotic thoughts, your neurotic mind, your egoic nature. That's all you have to give. But meditation it's a helpful practice in that. Very helpful. Absolutely helpful. As, of course, it's wise to study the scriptures, to spend time in silence. It's wise to have a therapist or a counselor to help you work with your egoic nature. It's wise to get body work done and help alleviate some of the pain and the suffering and the habitual tendencies of your body. It's important to have a healthy diet so that your body feels good and is operating at an optimum capacity. It's helpful to spend time alone and in nature. It's also helpful to spend time in relationship, to have people point out our shadow and invite us to come forward into the truth. So yes, this whole world is a world of growth. And meditation is just one of those practices that helps us to grow more quickly than if we are just want to evolve at the regular rate of evolution, where we're kind of unconsciously going forward. And so yes, by all means practice. And so the practice of meditation that I teach is stepping out of the mind, coming into the heart, and feeling and experiencing your aliveness. Feeling and experiencing your radiance, your beauty. Feeling and experiencing and being your clarity. Feeling and experiencing the silence. Noticing the silence which is ever present, outside of you and within you. Feeling and experiencing the spaciousness, inner and outer, and seeing that there is no difference. No difference. Opening your heart to God and allowing yourself, allowing your nervous system, your mind, your heart, your emotional world, your form to be upgraded by greater levels of divinity and intelligence. The basic practice is opening your heart, letting go of the mind, just being quiet and awake to what is happening right here, right now. So thank you, my friend. A beautiful question.